better call somebody.
Alright, how you guys doing today? Shut the music off. Shut the music off. Alright. So, today, well, this is actually... So, welcome to another ruling video. And this time, I'm going to talk about 3 topics. Now, YCS New Jersey is just days away. And I'm trying to make sure that you guys, if you're going, that you know your rulings and how to play your cards. And if you're not going, well then you could learn from this video and hopefully it will help you in the future. Today, 3 topics are continuous effects and their negation, safe zone, breakthrough skill. So let's get started with continuous effects and their negation. Okay, so let's say my opponent has a face-up Gens on the field, and I happen to have a Veiler in hand with like trap cards on the field, face down, of course. So anyway, I decide I want to, I don't know, activate some traps on my opponent's turn, but I can't because of Genzo. So what do? I'm going to Veiler his Genzo. What happens is, his Genzo's effects are negated until the end phase, meaning I can activate as many trap cards as I want. Say what? I said, if I Veiler Genzo, I can activate as many traps as I want, because his effects are negated. Wait, Genzo is a continuous effect, you can't stop that. You're wrong. Veiler does not say, negate the target's effect, except continuous effects, until the end phase. It does not say that. So, if I'm negating your monster's effect, no matter what kind of effect it has, it's negated. Oh, okay. Now, let's say I have Phoenix Chain face down, and my opponent has a Thunder King Ryle on the field. And it's my turn, and I want to activate my Power of the Duality, but I can't because his T-King is right there. What do? I flip that Phoenix Chain up, and I target that monster Thunder King Ryle. It goes through, and I activate Power of the Duality. And I search my deck as much as I want. But wait, Thunder King Ryle is a continuous effect. Phoenix Chain does not say negate that target's effect, except for continuous effects, until the end phase. It says negate that target's effect. And once a monster effect is negated, it's negated. So let's say my opponent has a face-up Zen Mains and Maestroke, and they both have Exceed material. And I just so happen to have 2 Phoenix Chains face down and a Dark Hole in my hand. So what do? I flip those 2 Phoenix Chains up, and I activate Dark Hole, and I obliterate the field. But wait, Maestroke and Zen Main's effect to attach and save yourself is a continuous effect. It doesn't activate. You see it? You see? You said it. You said it. You just said it was an effect. And Phoenix Chain negates effects. So, what I'm saying here is that if you Phoenix Chain and Maestroke Gachi contest you, or Zen Mains, then you can just destroy them. Yep, just destroy them. Even if they have Exceed material, just run them over, beat over them, Dark Hole, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, they will go. And also, I guess I must say this about Leviathan Dragon. If you Veiler, Phoenix Chain, Breakthrough Skill, or do any other card to negate Leviathan's Dragon's effect, its attack points will go back down to 2,000. That's right. If you negate Leviathan's Dragon's effect while it's at 2,500 attack points or 3,000, its effect will be negated, and it will go down to 2,000. I mean, if you don't believe it, you can look it up. Just saying. So let's look at Safe Zone. Safe Zone says, select one face-up attack position monster on the field. It cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. It cannot be destroyed by battle, and it cannot attack your opponent directly. When this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is removed from the field, destroy this card. So, say my opponent activates Safe Zone targeting my monster, and then I just chain MST to Safe Zone. My monster will still go to the graveyard because it was targeted by Safe Zone. And when Safe Zone is removed from the field, so is the monster. Yes, it happens like that. Also, notice how Safe Zone says it cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. It cannot be destroyed by battle, and it cannot attack your opponent directly. Say you activated Safe Zone on my monster, and Safe Zone says that it cannot be destroyed by battle and it cannot attack your opponent directly. So what happens is, I'm going to attack you directly. Now, how does this work? Well, you see, Safe Zone is saying it cannot attack your opponent directly. If you're my opponent, if I am your opponent, and you're targeting my monster, and it's your Safe Zone that's saying that the monster cannot attack your opponent directly, I'm your opponent. So basically what your Safe Zone is saying is that my monster cannot attack myself directly. Basically, since the card says your opponent cannot attack directly, and, you know, I'm using it on your monster, and you're my opponent, and it's my Safe Zone on my field, your monster can still attack me directly. I hope you got it. I really do hope you got it. I think that's it about Safe Zone. Basically just MST Safe Zone and you get rid of the monster that it's equipped to. It's like the only way to get around it. Now let's look at Breakthrough Skill. Target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls. Negate the effects of that opponent's face-up monster until the end of this turn. During your turn, except the turn this card presents to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls. Negate that target's effects until the end of this turn. Now, I don't believe I talked about it, so that's why it's in this video. Breakthrough Skill can help you get around T-King, Lagia, Shein, and all that. Even Light and Darkness Dragon. Now, when I'm saying this, I'm talking about Breakthrough Skill in the graveyard. Of course, if you activate Breakthrough Skill while it's set on your field, Shein can negate it, Lagia can negate it, Lad can negate it, all that stuff can negate it. But if it's in the graveyard and you're banishing it from your graveyard, you can negate Shein, Light and Darkness Dragon, Lagia, Doka, Thunder King, and all of those monsters. Why? Because Shein, Lagia, Doka, well, not Doka, but Light and Darkness Dragon, and all those monsters negate the activation of the card. Now, Breakthrough Skill, when you banish it from the graveyard, you're not activating Breakthrough Skill. You're activating an effect. You're not activating the card, you're activating the effect. Basically, it's like, how can I put this? Let's say I have a face up, what's the continuous spell card? Heart of the Underdog. And I draw a normal monster. I'm activating the effect of Heart of the Underdog to draw again. Not activating the card, I'm activating the effect. So that same thing kind of applies to Breakthrough Skill. When you're moving from play in the graveyard, Lagia can't negate it because no card was activated. Only an effect was activated. Shein can't negate it, an effect was activated. Barkion, I don't believe Barkion can negate it. Barkion says negate the activation. Yeah, you can even use it on the Cheerio Barkion. So you can use your traps and whatever you want to do to get over Barkion, Light and Darkness Dragon, and all those monsters. You can even activate it on Zen Mains and Maestroke, as I said before, it won me lots of games back in regionals. A lot of people, well, Insectors are coming back. They never really left. They actually won a regionals a few days ago. So, those of you who are going to YCS New Jersey, you might see them there. You might see Insectors at the YCS. And if you're not going, you might see Insectors around your locals or your friends or whatever. So, some of you guys probably think that if you side in d-fissure against Insectors, they lose. That's wrong. You don't side in d-fissure against Insectors. Because, why? Because they still get their effects. A Hornet equipped to a Centipede, Hornet going to the graveyard, it will go to the graveyard. It will not get banished, it will go to the graveyard, because it's being sent to the graveyard as an equipped spell card, like that. And, yeah. d-fissure does nothing against Insectors. Use Macro. Macro just remove any card. d-fissure removes just monsters. And the Hornet is not going to the graveyard as a monster. It's going to the graveyard as an equipped spell card. Once it's in the graveyard, it's in the graveyard. So that's why they could just get around d-fissure. Watch, enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. It's JFlashXBW. See you later.